The world of Final Destination is back with Final Destination Bloodlines, and though it follows the saga's premise, it made a big change that turned death into a generational curse. The 2000s saw a rise in teen horror movies, and among them was Final Destination, directed by James Wong. Final Destination follows Alex Browning, Devon Sawa, a young man who boards a plane with his friends and classmates. After having a vivid vision of the plane exploding in midair, Alex panics and is taken off the plane along with others, and they watch the plane explode minutes later. However, death begins to go after the survivors one by one, provoking bizarre deaths, and Alex learns that death doesn't like to be cheated. The success of Final Destination made way for a movie series, which is now preparing for its 6th installment. Directed by Zach Lipovsky and Adam Stein, Final Destination Bloodlines follows a college student haunted by a recurring nightmare of her family's deaths, and returns home to get some answers. While this is very much like any other Final Destination movie, there's a key twist in Death's new plan. Death in Final Destination, Bloodlines operates more like a family curse. Death is different and more threatening in Final Destination Bloodlines. Final Destination Bloodlines Lewis family. The protagonist of Final Destination Bloodlines goes to her grandmother for help, as she has been through this before. As it turns out, her grandmother had a catastrophic premonition decades ago, but she was able to save many people from a horrible death. However, as everyone now knows, death doesn't like to be cheated and will find a way to claim the lives that were meant to be lost in the initial accident. This is where Final Destination Bloodlines twist lies, as death has now taken its time to fulfill its plan so it can take many more lives in the process. The grandmother survived, as did those she saved, but as revealed in the first trailer for Final Destination Bloodlines, death is now going for their descendants, as they shouldn't have been born. Death, then, has become a generational curse, and it's, at least, targeting 2 generations. It's to be seen if Death's final names in its new plan are the survivors of the initial accident or if it just wants to end with their families, which would be a much crueler plan. Even more interesting will be to see if the grandmother's premonition in what looks to be the 1960s is what kicked off all others in the Final Destination saga. It's not outside the realm of possibility that Death was just keeping itself busy with Flight 180, US Route 23, the amusement park, the car race, and the bridge until it could claim all those lives from the first premonition. How this Bloodlines change can still fit into Final Destination canon. It's different, but still fitting. Final Destination Bloodlines gives Death a completely new, and more disturbing, plan and design, but it still fits the saga's canon. The point of the Final Destination movies is someone having a vivid vision of a catastrophic event and doing their best to save themselves and others, and death claiming their lives in creative but shocking ways not long after. This is still very much present in Final Destination Bloodlines, only that death waited decades to set its plan into motion so it could claim more lives. As mentioned above, the grandmother's premonition in Final Destination Bloodlines could have a bigger impact on the rest of the movies, possibly being the one that started it all, or, at least, it will be the oldest known premonition in the saga. It's to be seen what other reveals, twists, and secrets Final Destination Bloodlines will bring, and mostly, if death will be defeated this time.